Hi. Okay, so in this lecture, we are going to learn how we can have different, uh, what can I say, batch size for a combiner. Okay, so let's say we have a combiner, and by default, we can set the number of batch size from here. So let's have two types of source. So let's say the first source is going to generate a palette. Let's just connect it with the combiner. And the second source is going to be generating boxes. Hmm. Let's just connect it with this one. Okay, so now in the combiner, so we can define how many items are needed from the second port. We can specify here 5, so it's just static. But in case we need to make this dynamic, we're going to learn how to do that. So from here, let's say we are going to have a QE block after the combiner. So let's connect the output of the combiner with the input of the QE. Okay, so now source 1, we are going to have defined some variables. First one is going to be set label. We are going to call it quantity. It's going to be between, let's say, 1 and 15. Another label we're going to do, we are going to do a color. So let's say visual set object color. So the object color we are going to do with as per the label quantity. So here is going to be color by number, and the number is going to be item dot quantity. So let me just check item dot okay qty qty. Hmm. So this should define how many boxes we need. Okay, so if I run this now, you can see the palette here. So the quantity is 9. So it will take around 9 boxes. But at the moment, this is by default. And by default, we have set it to be 5. Okay, so 5 boxes. Now we are going to work on how we can make it dynamic. So if I see here on the palette, we already have the variable. Okay, so now we are going to go to the combiner, and on the trigger, every time a token or an item enters, we are going to customize the code. So we are looking for a custom code. Mm, yeah, so from here, we are going to define the batch size or the pack size. Okay, so the first three is going to be the same. So now we are going to write the code. We have got two port. We are going to focus on the second port, if on the first port, which is the palette. Okay, so when the palette enters, we are going to check what's the quantity of that. So we're going to use current dot find variables component list. So we are accessing the tree node of the combiner. Component list one one a dot value, and we are going to specify the item, which is going to be the capacity item dot quantity. Okay, maybe qty. Yeah. Next thing we're going to define what it so in the tree node of the uh, combiner, there are two nodes. One is the component list node, and the second one is the actually target consumption node. So target, we're going to look for target component sum item dot quantity. Yeah. So let's just see if there are any errors or not. That should do it. So I'm going to press OK. Okay, so now let's see if I run it. If I stop this, so this container should get 9 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's still going for 5, so that means it's not working. So it means there is an error here. Combiner 1, target component sum does not exist. Okay, so we're going to go into the combiner 1. Okay, so C is going to be small letter. Okay, let's run it from the beginning. Again, it should contain 9 boxes. Okay, for some reason the boxes are not there. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, so this was join here before. So this is going to be pack, and we are going to check now. So this should get around 9 boxes. 8, 9. Okay, there goes the 9 boxes. Hmm. Okay, so that's how we can do the dynamic uh, packing. So just the only thing to remember is that there are two nodes for the combiner. One is the component list, another one is the target consumption. So in the component list, you need to specify what is the quantity, and also for the target consumption node. And another thing to remember, from port 1, combiner always receives one item. So it is only the port 2 we can make it dynamic. So I hope this lecture was useful. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next lecture. Until then, have a good day and thank you very much.